What's up guys, this is Masi. Welcome to another video. In this video I want to show you how to find an equation of line given 2 points. So I'm gonna have many different examples, and in all these examples you're given 2 points and you need to find out how to find the equation of line. The first one here, I have these 2 points, 0 and 8 and -1 and 10. So that's the first point, the x and y of the first point, and here we have x and y on the second point. So we can say we have x1 and y1, and here x2 and y2. So the equation of line is y equals to mx plus b. That's the slope intercept form. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept, x is the independent variable, and y is dependent variable. So based on these 2 points, I can find the value of m, which is the slope, and after that we can find out the value of b, which is y-intercept. So m is the slope, b is the intercept or y-intercept. So I need to find out the slope. M is going to be y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So basically, as you remember, the slope is rise over rho. It means that the change in y values divided by rho, which is changing x values. Or you can say delta y divided by delta x. So it doesn't matter. You can say y2 minus y1 or y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. You need to be careful. You can write in any of these 2 forms, but you need to be consistent. If you start with y1, you need to start with x1 here. If you start with y2, you need to start with x2 in here. So I'm gonna have 10 minus 8 divided by -1 minus 0. So 10 minus 8 is gonna be 2 divided by -1 is gonna be -2. So m is -2. Now I want to find out the value of b, which is going to be -2x plus b. How to find b? We need to sub any of these 2 points. Doesn't matter which one you select. I think this one is going to be easier. -2 times 0 plus b. That has to be equal to 8. So you sub x in here and you sub y in here. So it's going to be 8 equals to -2 times 0 is going to be 0 plus b. So b is 8. So the equation is going to be y equals to -2x plus 8. That's going to be the equation of line. Next one is -6 and 8 and 4 and 8. So the first thing I'm going to find out the slope. So it's going to be 8 minus 8 divided by 4 minus -6. 8 minus 8 is 0. 4. Negative times negative is positive. So it's going to be 0 divided by 10. And we know 0 divided by any number is going to be 0. So slope is 0 because there is no rise. So y equals to mx plus b. So since m is 0, that's going to change to y equals to b. How to find y equals to b? As you see here, y is not changing, so it means that we have y equals to 8 in all these points. So we are dealing with basically a horizontal line parallel to the x-axis, which is going to be something like this. Y equals to 8, and as you see here, that's the horizontal line and there is no rise. Now in this example I have 4 and 5 and -3 and 8. So I'll find the slope first. 8 minus 5 divided by -3 minus 4, that's going to be 3 divided by -7. So that's the value of m, -3 over 7. And we need to find out the value of b. So it's going to be y equals to -3 over 7x plus b. In order to find b, I need to use any of these 2 points, doesn't matter which one you select, and you sub it as x and y. So I'm going to choose this point, 4 you sub it here, and y you sub it here. It's going to be 5 equals to negative 3 over 7 times 4 plus b. Then you simplify, 5 equals to negative 3 times 4 is going to be negative 12 divided by 7 plus b. Then you need to isolate b, you move it to the other side, and you have 5 plus 12 over 7. So b will be, we need to have the common denominator, so I'm going to have it 7, and you multiply here by 7 as well. So it's going to be 35 plus 12 divided by 7, which will be 47 divided by 7. So b will be 47 divided by 7. So the equation of line is going to be negative 3 over 7x plus 47 over 7. You can also factor 1 over 7, so it's going to be negative 3x plus 47. Doesn't matter which one you write, both of them are slope y-intercept 4. Next one we have 0 and 9 and 2 and 0. I write the slope first. 0 minus 9 divided by 2 minus 0, which will be negative 9 over 2. If you write it the other way around, it's going to be 9 minus 0 divided by 0 minus 2. Again, it's going to be 9 divided by negative 2, which is negative 9 over 2. Then what I can do, I'm going to write it as mx plus b. How to find b? We can sub any of these 2 points, but see here, this point is the y-intercept. As you know, y-intercept crosses the y-axis, and the x component of y-intercept is always 0. So it means that the y-intercept is 0 and 9, and the value of b is 9. So it's going to be y equals to negative 9 over 2x plus 9. You could also just multiply into the equation, this equation, to find out the value of b, but this one is more straightforward. Next one is negative 1 and 7 and 8 and negative 2. So the slope is going to be, I'm going to start from this one, 7 minus negative 2 divided by negative 1 minus 8. 7 minus negative 2 is going to be plus, so 7 plus 2 is going to be 9. Negative 1 and negative 8 is going to be negative 9. Negative 1 and negative 8 is going to be negative 9. When you simplify, that's going to be negative 1. So we have y equals to negative 1 times x plus b. Whenever we have 1 or negative 1, we don't write the one number. So it's going to be negative x plus b. How to find b? Again, I'm going to use this point or this point and sub it there to find out the value of b. I'm going to choose the first one. Y is 7 negative times negative 1 plus b. So it's going to be 7 equals to 1 plus b, and the value of b is 6. Then you sub it there. It's going to be negative x plus 6. That's the final answer. Next one is 4 and 0 and 0 and 5. Yeah. Slope is going to be 5 minus 0 divided by 0 minus 4, which is going to be negative 5 over 4. That's the slope. And again, as you see here, the y-intercept is given, which is 5, because the x component is 0. So it's going to be y equals to negative 5 over 4x plus 5. That's the final answer. Next one, we have 5 and 7 and negative 1 and 3. M will be, let's say, 7 minus 3 divided by 5 minus negative 1. It's going to be 4 divided by 6. And when you reduce it, both of them are divisible by 2. It's going to be 2 divided by 3. So the slope is 2 over 3, rise over 1. So just sub in the general formula in terms of slope y-intercept. So it's going to be 2 over 3x plus b. Now we need to find out the value of b. I can sub this formula, this point or this point, to find out the value of b. I'm going to choose this one. So y is going to be 3, 2 over 3 x equals to -1 plus b. Now we can find out the value of b. We just have 3 equals to -2/3 plus b, and after that you can keep b in one side and move -2/3 to the other side. That's going to be positive, and then you need to add these two numbers. And since you have two different denominators, 1 and 3, you need to have the common denominator. So you multiply by 3, you multiply by 3, that's going to be 3, and here 9 plus 2, that's going to be 11/3. So the final equation of line is going to be 2/3x plus 11/3, and that's the final equation of line. Next one, 0 and 0, negative and 3. M equals to 3 minus 0, -4 minus 0. So it's going to be -3/4. And then, since this crosses the origin, it means that the y-intercept is 0. So that's the point it crosses the y-axis. So b is 0, and we can say that y equals to -3/4x plus 0, or we can say y equals to -3/4x. And since the b is 0, we call it direct variation. If b is not 0, we call it partial variation. In this example, we have -3 and -5, and 3 and -15. So m will be -5 minus -15, -3 minus +3. So that will be -5 plus 15 divided by -3, and -3 is going to be -6. -5 and +15 is going to be +10 divided by -6, and then you need to reduce it always. It's going to be -5/3. That's the slope. So y equals to -5/3x plus b. Now, in order to find b, we need to sub this or this in the formula. Doesn't matter which one you select. I'm going to use the first one. So y is -5, x is -3. Sub it there to find value of b. So we have -5, and here that's cancel out. It's going to be +5 plus b. Therefore b will be -5, and -5 is going to be -10. So y will be -5/3x minus 10. Next one is -1/2 and 1/2, and the other one is 1/4 and 3/4. Slope is 1/2 minus 3/4 divided by -1/2 minus 1/4. So we need to, because we have subtraction of fractions, we need to have the common denominator. We multiply this one by 2, multiply this one by 2. That's going to be 2/4 minus 3/4. And we can do the same thing in here, times 2 times 2. That's going to be -2/4 minus 1/4. That's going to be -1/4 and -3/4. Here I made a mistake here. It's going to be -3/4. So -1/4 divided by -3/4. How do we solve this one? When we have division of fractions, what I do, I write the first one, and then I change the division to multiplication and flip the second one. When you flip the second one, it's going to be these two cancel out. -1/-3 is going to be +1/+3. So that's the slope. Y equals to 1/3x plus b. In order to find b, I need to sub this or this. I'm going to choose this one. 3/4 equals to 1/3 times 1/4 plus b, which is going to be 3/4 equals to 1/12 plus b. So b will be 3/4 minus 1/12. Again, we need to have the common denominator. This one is 4, this one is 12. The LCM, or least common multiple, is going to be 12. So times 3 times 3. Therefore, it's going to be 9 minus 1 divided by 12, which is going to be 8/12. And we need to reduce it. Both of them are divisible by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So we're going to have y equals to 1/3x plus 2/3. Or you can also say that y equals to, you can factor 1/3 x plus 2. That's the final answer. Next one, we have negative 4 and 5, and 0 and negative 4. So again, the slope is negative 4 minus 5 divided by 0 minus negative 4. Negative 4 and negative 5 is going to be negative 9. 0 minus negative 4 is going to be positive 4. So it's going to be negative 9 over 4, and we cannot reduce it more than that. Then, as you see here, we have 0 and negative 4. 0 and negative 4, since the x component is 0, it means that we are dealing with a y-intercept. Y-intercept 4, and it's crossing the negative 4. So this is the b for us. So we can say y equals to negative 9 over 4x minus 4. That's the equation of line. Next one. We have negative 3 and negative 1. And here we have negative 2 and negative 2. So find out m first. It's going to say negative 1 minus negative 2 divided by negative 3 minus negative 2. So it's going to be negative 1 plus 2. And here we have negative 3 plus 2. So it's going to be 1 over negative 1. That's going to be negative 1. And then negative 1x plus b, as I said, you don't write what. It's going to be negative x plus b. Doesn't matter which number you put here. I'm going to choose the first one. Doesn't matter. It's going to be negative 1 equals to negative times negative 3 plus b, which is going to be negative 1 equals to 3 plus b, and it means that b will be equal to negative 4. Just in case, to check, we can swap this point in here. It's going to be negative 2 equals to negative times negative 2 plus b. Again, it's going to be negative 2 equals to 2 plus b. Again, b is going to be negative 4. So that means correct. You just need to do it for one of the point. I just wanted to show that you get the same value. So y equals to negative x plus, actually minus 4. Negative x minus 4 is going to be the answer. This example, you have 5 and negative 3 and negative 3 and 3. You need to find out the slope. It's going to be 3 minus negative 3 divided by negative 3 minus 5. So it's going to be 3 plus 3 divided by negative 8. So it's negative 6 over 8 and negative 3 over 4. So y equals to negative 3 over 4x plus b. When you sub it, this number, you need to get the value of b. So just gonna sub 3 in here, and negative 3 over 4 times negative 3 plus b. 3 equals to negative times negative positive. 3 times 3, 9 over 4 plus b. So b will be 3 minus 9 over 4. And in order to have this one 4, it's going to be 12 minus 9, which is going to be 3 over 4. So b will be 3 over 4. Y equals to negative 3 over 4x plus 3 over 4. You can also factor 3 over 4 and write it as negative x plus 1. So the slope is negative 3 over 4 and y-intercept is 3 over 4. Next point is 0 and negative 1 and 1 and negative 3. Again, slope is the difference of y's, negative 3 minus negative 1, divided by difference of x's. It's going to be 1 minus 0. So it's going to be negative 3 plus 1 divided by 1. It's going to be negative 2 divided by 1, or negative 2. So y is going to be negative 2x plus b. Again, here, the x component is 0. So we have the y is going to be negative 1. So it means that that's the y-intercept. So negative 2x minus 1, that's the equation of line. So m is going to be 4 minus negative 1 divided by 4 minus 0. It's going to be 4 plus 1 divided by 4, which is going to be 5 divided by 4. So we can write the equation. It's going to be 5 over 4x plus b. And since this is the y-intercept, since the x component is 0, we can say that's going to be equal to negative 1. So we have y equals to 5 over 4x minus 1. it here, m is going to be negative 4 minus 1 divided by negative 1 minus negative 1. So it's going to be negative 5 divided by negative 1 plus 1. That's going to be negative 5 divided by 0. That's going to be undefined. What does that mean, the undefined? It means that there is no run. We have just rights. And that happens when we are dealing with a vertical line. On vertical line, the x values are all the same. So all these points on this vertical line have the same values for x component. So as you see here, the x component is negative 1. So the line is going to be x equals to negative 1. That's how we write the equation of line for vertical line. X equals to a constant number. In this example, it's going to be x equals to negative 1. In here, we have negative 1 and 1 and negative 2 and negative 5. So m will be negative 5 minus 1 divided by negative 2 minus negative 1. Negative 5 and negative 1 is going to be negative 6. Negative 2 plus 1 is going to be negative 1. Negative 6 divided by negative 1 is going to be plus 6. So y will be 6x plus b. Just sub this number here, or this number doesn't matter. Y is 1, x is negative 1. So it's going to be y equals to negative 6 plus b. So b will be 6 plus 1 or 7. So y equals to 6x plus 7. That's the final equation. Next one is going to be 2 and 4 and negative 1 and negative 5. So when you write this slope, it's going to be 4 minus negative 5, 2 minus negative 1. It's going to be 4 plus 5 divided by 2 plus 1. It's going to be 9 divided by 3, which is going to be 3. So we have y equals to 3x plus b. Sub it there. It's going to be 4 equals to 3 times 2 plus b, which is going to be 4 equals to 6 plus b. So b will be 4 minus 6, which is going to be negative 2. So y will be 3x minus 2. That's the final equation for this example. This example, m will be difference of y's, 4 minus negative 4 divided by 0 minus 3. That's going to be 4 plus 3 divided by negative 3, which is going to be 7 divided by negative 3. So the slope is negative 7 over 3. Y equals to negative 7 over 3x plus the y-intercept. Y-intercept here, we have then this point here, the x component 0. It means that we are dealing with y-intercept, like what we had before. So the equation is going to be y equals to negative 7 over 3x plus 3. Next example, we have negative 5 and 5 and 3 and negative 4. We need to find out the slope first. Difference of y is 5 minus negative 4 divided by negative 5 minus 3. It's going to be 5 plus 4 divided by negative 8. That's going to be negative 9 over 8. That's the slope. Y equals to negative 9 over 8x plus b. We need to find out b. How? We can use any of these 2 points in the equation to find out the value of b. Doesn't matter which one you select. I'm going to select this one. Negative 4 equals to negative 9 over 8 times positive 3 plus b. So it's going to be negative 4, negative 27 divided by 8 plus b. So b will be negative 4 plus 27 over 8. So now we need to use the common denominator because we are adding, when we are adding or subtracting fractions, we need to make sure that we have the same denominator. Here we have 8 and 1, so it means that we need to multiply this one by 8. So negative 4 and 8 is going to be negative 32. Here we have 27 divided by 8. That will be negative 5 over 8. So the equation of line is going to be y equals to negative 9 over 8x minus 5 over 8. Or you can also factor negative 1 over 8. It's going to be 9x minus plus 5 because we factor negative 1 over 8. Both of them are completely correct. So the slope is negative 9 over 8 and the y-intercept is negative 5 over 8. So from now I'm trying to make it faster. So I'm going to find out m. It's going to be 2 minus 1 divided by 0 minus negative 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 0 minus negative 2 is going to be positive 2. So y-intercept here is 0 and 2. So we had it before. Since the x component is 0, it means that we are dealing with y-intercept. So the value of p is 2 in this case. So that's straightforward. 1 over 2x plus 2. So slope is 1 over 2. Y-intercept is 2. Next one, we have 3 and negative 3 and 0 and 5. So slope is difference of y's divided by difference of x's. So 5 minus negative 3 divided by 0 minus negative 3 is going to be 5 plus 3 divided by negative 3. So that's going to be negative 8 over 3. And since the x component here as well is 0, the y-intercept is 5. So it means that the value of p is 5. So we have y equals to negative 8 over 3x plus 5. That's the final answer. In this one, m is negative 5 minus 2 divided by negative 2 minus 3, negative 7 over negative 5. Negative 7 divided by negative 5 is going to be simplified to 7 over 5. B will be, we need to find out the equation, 7 over 5x plus b. We need to sub one of these points into the equation. So I'm going to use this one. 2 equals to 7 over 5 times 3 plus b. So it's going to be 2 equals to 21 divided by 5 plus b. I multiply these two. So b will be 2 minus 21 over 5. So since we are subtracting fractions, I need to find out the LCM. So I multiply numerator and denominator by 5. So we have 10 divided by 5 minus 21 divided by 5. That's going to make it negative 11 divided by 5. So we have y equals to 7 over 5x minus 11 over 5. Or when you factor 1 over 5, it's going to be 7x minus 11. So the slope is 7 over 5 and y-intercept is negative 11 over 5. Next example, we have negative 3 and 5 and negative 4 and 0. The slope is going to be difference of y's divided by difference of x's. 5 minus 0 divided by negative 3 minus negative 4. So 5 divided by negative 3 plus 4 is going to be plus 1. That's going to be just 5. So y-intercept, y equals to 5x plus b. So we just substitute this number here. 0 equals to 5 times negative 4 plus b. Therefore, it's going to be 0 equals to negative 20 plus b. b will be equals to 20. So the equation will be 0 equals to 5x plus 20. That's the equation of line. Next one. 0 and negative 4. So again, is y-intercept. So we already know the value of p. And negative 1 and 3, find out the slope. The slope is difference of y's divided by difference of x's. 3 minus negative 4 divided by negative 1 minus 0. 3, negative times negative positive. 3 plus 4 is 7. Divided by negative 1 is going to be negative 7. So the equation is going to be negative 7x minus 4. Next one. This example is going to be 4 and negative 2 and 5 and negative 3. So slope is going to be negative 3 minus negative 2 divided by 5 minus 4. So it's going to be negative 3 plus 2 divided by 1. So we have negative 1 over 1 equals to negative 1. So slope is negative 1. How do you find the b? We need to find out if we need to sub this point or this point, doesn't matter which one. I'm going to choose this one. 5, actually negative 3 equals to negative 5 plus b. So b will be positive 5 minus 3, which is 2. So b is 2. The equation of line is going to be negative x plus 2. As I said earlier, we don't really write 1 or negative 1, the number 1 for slope. So that's why it's negative x plus 2. We don't write negative 1x plus 2. Next point is going to be 0 and 0 and negative 1 and 3. Find out the slope is going to be negative 3 minus 0 divided by negative 1 minus 0. It's going to be negative 3 over negative 1, which is going to be positive 3. Slope, y-intercept is 0 and 0. It means that the line is crossing the center, the origin, so it means that b is 0. So y equals to 3x plus 0, or 3y equals to 3x. So again, this is direct variation, it is not partial variation. Why? Because b is 0. Next one is we have 0 and 1 and 0 and negative 4. So as you see here, x's are the same. So the equation must be x equals to 0. Why? Because here we have 0 and 1 and 0 and negative 4. So when the line crosses these two lines, it means that we are dealing with a line right on top of the y-axis. How do you find the slope? The difference of y is negative 4 minus 1, 0 minus 0. So it's going to be negative 5 divided by 0, which is going to be undefined. So as you know, for vertical line, the slope is undefined. Why? Because we have just rise and there is no run. So any number divided by 0 is going to be undefined or infinity. Now here, again, this is the y-intercept. So b is negative 4, crossing the y-axis at this point. M will be negative 4 minus 2 divided by 0 minus 3 is going to be negative 6 divided by negative 3, which is going to be positive 2. So y will be 2x minus 3. That's the final equation. M negative 3, negative 4 and negative 3, 4 and 2. M will be negative 3 minus 2 divided by negative 4 minus 4. It's going to be negative 5 minus 8, which is going to be 5 over 8. That's the slope. How do you find the y-intercept? It's going to be y equals to 5 over 8x plus b. I need to sub one of these numbers. I'm going to choose the second one. 2 for y, 5 over 8 times 4 plus b. So 2 will be 20 divided by 8 plus b. 2 is going to be divided by 4 is going to be 5 over 2 plus b. So b will be 2 minus 5 over 2, which is going to be 2, 4 minus 5, or negative 1 over 2. So the equation will be y equals to 5 over 8x minus 1 over 2. That's the final equation. Sorry. How do we find b? We just basically sub this number in here to find out the value of b. So b was negative 1 over 2, which is the y-intercept, and 5 over 8 is the slope. Next one. We have negative 5 and 7 and 2 and 3. Slope is going to be 7 minus 3. The difference of y is divided by difference of x's. So 4 divided by negative 7. So negative 4 over 7 is going to be the slope. Y equals to negative 4 over 7x plus b is the equation. We need to find out b. How? We sub just one of these 2 points. Let's do the first one. I'm going to write this one. So y is 3, negative 4 over 7 times 2 plus b. So b will be 3 plus 4 times 2, 8 divided by 7. And it has to be positive because we move it to this side with 3. So now the denominators are not the same. We need to multiply by 7. It's going to be 21 plus 8 divided by 7, which is going to be 29 over 7. So y will be negative 4 over 7x plus 29 over 7. That's going to be the equation of line. Next one is going to be 3, 8 and negative 1 over negative 2 and 1. So m will be 8 minus 1 divided by 3 minus negative 2, which is going to be 8 minus 1 is 7. 3 minus negative 2 is going to be 5. 7 over 5. So y will be 7 over 5x plus b. You sub it there, or this one, doesn't matter. I'm going to choose this one. 8 equals to 7 over 5 times 3 plus b. So 8 equals to 21 over 5 plus b. b will be 8 minus 21 over 5. So b will be 5, 8 times 5 minus 21, which is 40 minus 21 divided by 5. That's going to be 19 over 5. So the equation of line is going to be y equals to 7 over 5x plus 19 over 5. So the slope is 7 over 5 and y-intercept is 19 over 5. This one we have negative 1 and negative 6 and 3 and 5. So m will be negative 6 minus 5 divided by negative 1 minus 3, which is going to be negative 11 divided by negative 4, which will be 11 divided by 4. So y equals to 11 over 4x plus b. I'm gonna sub this one, doesn't matter which one, so I'm gonna sub the first number, 11 over 4, negative 1 plus b. So here we have negative 6 equals to negative 11 over 4 plus b. So b will be negative 6 plus 11 over 4. So I multiply the denominator and numerator by 4. It's going to be negative 24 plus 11 divided by 4, which will be negative 13 over 4. That's the value of y-intercept. So y equals to 11 over 4x minus 13 over 4. That's the equation of line. Slope, y-intercept. Next, m will be 2 minus negative 2. Difference of y is divided by difference of x's. So it's going to be 2 plus 6, 8, divided by negative 5. So negative 8 over 5. So y will be negative 8 over 5x plus b. So then you just sub this number. It's going to be negative 6, negative 8 over 5, 1 plus b. So it's going to be negative 6, negative 8 over 5 plus b. So b will be negative 6 plus 8 over 5. In order to find it, it's going to be negative 30 plus 8 divided by 5, negative 22 divided by 5. So equation is going to be negative 8 over 5x minus 22 over 5. We could also factor negative 1 over 5. So in here we have 6 and negative 3 and negative 2 and 3. So y equals to 3 minus negative 3, negative 2 minus 6. So it's going to be 6 divided by negative 8, which is negative 6 over 8, or negative 3 over 4 when you reduce it. So y will be, actually here, that's m, the slope. Y equals to negative 3 over 4x plus b. I can sub any of these two numbers. I can say 3 equals to negative 3 over 4 times negative 2 plus b. So it's going to be 3 equals to plus 6 over 4 plus b. So b will be 3 minus 6 over 4, which is 3 minus 3 over 2 when you reduce it. So I can multiply these two by 2 to have the common denominator. 6 minus 3 is 3, 3 over 2. So this equation is going to be y equals to negative 3 over 4x plus 3 over 2. That's the equation of line. Next one we have 11 and negative 2 and 2 and negative 5. M equals to difference of y's divided by difference of x's. So it's going to be negative 5 minus negative 2 divided by 2 minus 11. That's going to be negative 3 divided by negative 9. So when you reduce it, it's going to be positive 1 over 3. So y equals to 1 over 3x plus b. Sub it there. Y is negative 5, 1 over 3 times 2 plus b. So negative 5, 2 over 3 plus b. B will be negative 5 minus 2 over 3. So b will be, we need to have the common denominator. It's going to be negative 15 minus 2, which is negative 17 divided by 3. So y will be 1 over 3 x minus 17 over 3. So it's going to be y equals to 1 over 3 x minus 17. Both of them are completely correct. This is in the factor form. So the slope is 1 over 3 and y-intercept is negative 17 over 3. Now here, slope is going to be negative 4 minus negative 2. 6 minus 4. Negative 4 plus 2. Here 2, we have negative 2 over 2 is going to be negative 1. And the y-intercept, you just sub in any number. Let's put this one, negative 2 equals to negative 4 plus b. So b will be 4 minus 2, which is 2. So y equals to negative x plus 2, which is the final answer. The slope is negative 1, the y-intercept is 2. Next one is negative 1 and 7, negative 2 and 4. M is going to be 7 minus 4, negative 1 minus negative 2. So 7 minus 4 is 3. Negative 1 plus 2 is going to be 1. So 3 over 1 or 3 is going to be the slope. Y-intercept 3x plus b. You just sub any number. Let's sub this one. 7 equals to 3 times negative 1 plus b. So 7 equals to negative 3 plus b. So b will be 7 plus 3, which is 10. So y will be 3x plus 10. Here, slope is going to be negative 12 minus negative 3 divided by 6 minus 15. That's going to be negative 12 plus 3 divided by negative 9. So we have negative 9 divided by negative 9 will be positive 1. Y equals to positive 1x is we can write just x plus b. I'm going to sub this number, negative 12 for y and 6 for x. So b will be negative 12 minus 6, which is going to be negative 18. So y-intercept is negative 18. Y equals to x plus x minus 18. The slope is 1, positive 1, and the y-intercept is negative 18. That's the equation. Next one is 9 and 3, 19 and negative 17. Slope is going to be 3 minus negative 17 divided by 9 minus 19. It's going to be 3 plus 17 divided by negative 10. 3 plus 17 is 20 divided by negative 10 is going to be negative 20. Negative 2. Y equals to negative 2x plus b. Just sub this number, 3 times negative 2 times 9 plus b, which is going to be 3 times equals to negative 18 plus b. So b will be 3 plus 18 equals to 21. So the y-intercept is 21. Y equals to negative 2x plus 21. So the slope is negative 2 and y-intercept is 21. Now here, the slope is going to be negative 2 minus 10 divided by 19 minus negative 11, which is going to be negative 12 divided by 8, which is going to be negative 3 over 2 when you divide both sides by 4. So y will be negative 3 over 2x plus b. I'm going to just sub this point, or this point doesn't matter. I'm going to sub this point. So 10 equals to negative 3 over 2 times negative 11 plus b, which is going to be 10 equals to positive 33 over 2 plus b. So b will be 10 minus 33 over 2. So, because we're subtracting the fractions, divided by 2 times 2 is going to be 20 minus 33 divided by 2 is going to be negative 13 divided by 2. That's the y-intercept. So equation is going to be negative 3 over 2x minus 13 over 2. This is the slope, this is the y-intercept. Next, negative 7, negative 4 and 7, negative 6 and negative 4. Slope is going to be difference of y's divided by difference of x's. So that's going to be actually 11 divided by 2. So the slope is 11 divided by 2. And y equals to 11 over 2x plus b. Just sub it there, doesn't matter which one. I'm going to choose this first one. 7 equals to 11 over 2 times negative 4 plus b. 7 will be negative 44 divided by 2 is going to be negative 22 plus b. So b will be positive 22 plus 7, which is 29. So y will be 11 over 2x plus 29. It means that the slope is 11 over 2 and y-intercept is 29. This one is slope equals to 7 minus negative 1, negative 2 minus 3. 7 minus negative 1 is the same as 7 plus 1. It's going to be 8 divided by negative 5, or negative 8 over 5. So y equals to negative 8 over 5x plus b. So we sub this number, 3 and negative 1. So b will be negative 1 plus 8 times 3 is going to be 24 divided by 5. So we make a fraction, multiplied by 5. It's going to be 24 minus 5 divided by 5, which is 19 divided by 5. So y will be negative 8 over 5x plus 19 over 5. This is the equation of line. Negative 8 over 5 is the slope. 19 over 5 is the y-intercept. Here the slope is going to be 10 minus 6 divided by 5 minus 2. 10 minus 6 is 4. 5 minus 2 is 3. So the slope is 4 over 3. Y equals to 4 over 3 x plus b. In order to find b, we need to find out we need to sub one of these 2 points, doesn't matter which one. I'm going to select this one. 6 equals to 4 over 3 times 2 plus b. It means that 6 equals to 8 over 3 plus b. b will be 6 minus 8 over 3 times 3. It's going to be 18 minus 8 divided by 3. So 10 over 3 is the y-intercept. So y will be 4 over 3x plus 10 over 3. Slope is 4 over 3. Y-intercept is 10 over 3. Now this one, we have 2 points, 5, 2, and 3 and 3. Y equals to 3 minus 2 divided by 3 minus 5, which is going to be 1 divided by negative 2. So negative 1 over 2 is the slope. I wrote y. I need to write m is the slope here. So in order to find out the y-intercept, I need to sub any of these two numbers, doesn't matter. 3 equals to negative 1 over 2, 3 plus b. It means that 3 equals to negative 3 over 2 plus b. So b will be 3 plus 3 over 2. Why? Because when you move negative to the other side, it's going to be positive. So adding fractions, so we need to make it a common denominator. So multiply 2 by 2, it's going to be 6 plus 3, 9 over 2. So y will be negative 1 over 2x plus 9 over 2. Slope is negative 1 over 2, y-intercept is 9 over 2. Next one, negative 4 and 3 and 2 and 3. As you see here, y is not changing, y is constant. It means that you're talking about the horizontal line. It's going to be somewhere like that. Y equals to 3 is going to be the equation of line. Let's see the slope. The slope is going to be 3 minus 3 divided by 2 minus negative 4, which is going to be 0 divided by 6, which is going to be 0. So since it's 0, it means that there is no rise, so that's obviously a horizontal line. So the equation of line is going to be y equals to 3 as we saw it earlier. Next one, we have 3 and negative 1 and 0 and 3. Slope is going to be 3 minus negative 1 divided by 0 minus 3. 3 plus 1 divided by negative 3. So it's going to be negative 4 over 3. So negative 4 over 3 is the slope. Y equals to negative 4 over 3x plus b. We don't need to sub any number. Y, we still can do it, but there's an easier way here. The x component of this point is 0. It means that we are talking about the y-intercept. So y-intercept is 3. We just don't need to calculate it. It is obvious from the given point. So negative 4 over 3 is the slope and 3 is the y-intercept. Next one, we have 5 and 6 and 5 and 4. So we need to find out the slope first. 6 minus 4 divided by 5 minus 5. 2 divided by 0, which is undefined. That makes sense too, because x is the same. So it means that all this point on this line is the same, which is equals to 5. And that makes sense. Why? Because that's going to be parallel to the y-axis. And the slope is undefined for all vertical lines. As you see here, there is just rise and there is no run. And it's going to be like that, parallel to the y-axis. So x equals to 5 is the equation of line. This one is going to be m equals to 6 minus 4 divided by 5 minus 3. That's going to be 2 divided by 2, which is 1. So m is 1. Y equals to 1x plus b. We don't write 1, so it's going to be x plus b. How do you find b? We can just sub any of these 2 points. It's going to be 6 equals to 5 plus b, which means that b is going to be 1. So y equals to x plus 1. So the slope and y-intercept, both of them are positive 1. Next one, slope is going to be negative 7 minus 6 divided by 6 minus 1. Negative 13 divided by 5 is the slope. Y equals to negative 13 over 5x plus b. So we just sub any of these numbers. 6 equals to negative 13 over 5 times 1 plus b. So b will be 6 plus 13 over 5. So we are adding two fractions, so we need to have the common denominator multiplied by 5. 30 plus 13 divided by 5, which is 43 divided by 5. So y equals to negative 13 over 5x plus 43 divided by 5. So the slope is negative 13 over 5 and y-intercept is 43 over 5. This is the equation of line in this case. We need to find out the slope here. 8 minus 7 divided by 0 minus 0 is going to be 1 divided by 0, which is undefined. And that makes sense because x is not changing. It means that we are talking about the line over the y-axis. There is no x. So it's going to be x equals to 0. Next one, slope is going to be 4 minus negative 5 divided by negative 10 minus 2, which is going to be 4 plus 5 divided by negative 12, which is going to be negative 9 over 12, or negative 3 over 4 when we reduce it. Y equals to negative 3 over 4x plus b. We just sub any of these numbers, doesn't matter which one. So 2 and negative 5, let's say. Negative 5 equals to negative 3 over 4 times 2 plus b. That's going to be negative 5 equals to negative 6 over 4 plus b. So b will be negative 5 plus 6 over 4, or negative 5 plus 3 over 2. Just multiply by 2, multiply by 2. This is going to be negative 10 plus 3 divided by 2. Y will be negative 3 over 4x minus 7 over 2. Slope is negative 3 over 4 and y-intercept is negative 7 over 2. And for this one, m will be negative 16 minus negative 15, 19 minus negative 7. That's going to be negative 1 over 26. So the slope is negative 1 over 26. Y equals to negative 1 over 26x plus b. If you want to sub any number, gonna have the first one. Negative 16 equals to negative 1 over 26 times 19 plus b. So b will be negative 16 plus 19 over 26. So we need to have the common denominator times 26 times 26. B will be 416. 26 plus 19. Can do it the common denominator. That's gonna be negative 397 divided by 26. So that's gonna be 397 divided by 26. Y will be negative 1 over 26 x minus 397 over 26. Next one, slope is gonna be negative 19 minus negative 7 divided by 1 minus negative 2. That's going to be negative 19 plus 7 equals over 1 plus 2. It's going to be negative 12 divided by 3, which is going to be negative 4. Y equals to negative 4x plus b. Just sub this number. It's going to be negative 7, negative 4 times negative 2 plus b. So we have negative 7. Here is going to be negative 4 times negative 2, 8. B will be negative 7, negative 8, which is negative 15. So y will be negative 4x minus 15. Slope is negative 4 and y-intercept is negative 15. Next one is going to be, the slope is going to be 7 minus negative 4 divided by negative 4 minus negative 6, which is going to be 11 divided by 2. So y will be 11 over 2x plus b. How to find b? You just sub the number. 7 equals to 11 over 2 negative 4 plus b. So 7 equals to negative 44, which is negative 22 plus b. B will be 29. So y equals to 11 over 2x plus 29. Slope is 11 over 9, 11 over 2, and y-intercept is 29. Next one, m is going to be 16 minus 8, 9 minus 20, which is 8 over negative 11, which is negative 8 over 11. So y will be negative 8 over 11 x plus b. So in order to find it, we can sub any of these two numbers. So 16 equals to negative 8 over 11 times 9 plus b. So 16 equals to negative 72 over 11 plus b. B will be 16 plus 72 over 11. If you multiply by 11 and 11, that's going to be 176 plus 72 over 11. That's going to be 248 divided by 11. So y will be negative 8 over 11, x plus 248 over 11. That's the slope, and this one is the y-intercept. Now this one, slope is going to be negative 13 minus 8, 17 minus 17, negative 21 divided by 0. That's going to be undefined. There is no run, so we have just rise. We are dealing with a vertical line, and all the x numbers are the same, so x equals to 17. That's the equation of line. Next one, the y's are the same, so there is no run. There is no rise, we have just run, because slope is going to be 3 minus 3 divided by 20 minus 19, which is going to be 0 divided by 1, which is 0. So y equals to mx plus b. That part is going to be gone because m is 0, so y equals to a constant number, which is going to be 3. Because as you see here, y is not changing, and all the points on this graph have the same y. So that's why we have this kind of equation of line, y equals to 3. Now this one, slope is going to be negative 15 minus 0 divided by negative 11 minus 3. Negative 15 divided by negative 14, which is going to be 15 over 14. So y equals to 15 over 14 x plus b, which is going to be, let's put any of these numbers, 0 equals to 15 over 14 times 3 plus b, which is going to be 0 equals to 45 divided by 14 plus b. b will be negative 45 divided by 14. So y will be 15 over 14 x minus 45 over 14. So as you see here, the slope is 15 over 14, and the y-intercept is negative 45 divided by 14. Next one is going to be, slope is going to be negative 2 minus 10 divided by 19 minus negative 11. So it's going to be negative 12 divided by 30. When you divide it by 6, it's going to be negative 2 divided by 5. So y will be negative 2 over 5x plus b. So I'm going to swap any of these two numbers, doesn't matter which one. So I'm going to select the second one. 10 equals to negative 2 over 5 times negative 11 plus b. It's going to be 10 equals to plus 22 over 5 plus b. b will be 10 minus 22 over 5. So subtraction of fractions, we need to have the common denominator. 5 numerator and denominator is going to be 50 minus 22 divided by 5. 50 minus 22 is going to be 28 divided by 5. So the y-intercept is 28 over 5. Y will be negative 2 over 5x plus 28 over 5. The slope is negative 2 over 5, and the y-intercept is 28 over 5. Now here the slope is going to be 15 minus negative 10, negative 15 minus 6. So we have 25 over negative 21. That's the slope. We sub it in the equation, negative 25 over 21 x plus b. Sub it there. It's going to be negative 10 equals to negative 25 over 21 times 6 plus b. b will be negative 10 plus 25 times 6 divided by 21. So we have negative 10 plus 150 divided by 21. That's going to be negative 210 plus 150 divided by 21. That's going to be negative 60 divided by 21. When you simplify it, it's going to be negative 20 divided by 7. So we have y equals to negative 25 over 21 x minus 20 over 7. That's the equation of line. Negative 25 over 21 is the slope. Negative 20 divided by 7 is the y-intercept. Next one is m will be negative 18 minus negative 18 divided by 12 minus negative 18. Negative 15. It's going to be 0 divided by 3. Actually, this one is positive. It's going to be 27. 0 divided by 27 doesn't matter which one is going to be in the denominator. It's going to be 0 anyways. So that's going to be horizontal line, and we know the horizontal line, there is no rise, we have just run, and all the values is going to be the same y. So y equals to negative 18. That's the equation of line. Y equals to negative 18. That's the equation of line. Next one, we have m equals to negative 20 minus 8 divided by 3 minus 5, negative 28 divided by negative 2, which is going to be positive 14. Y equals to 14x plus b. Just sub it there. We can sub this one. Negative 20 equals to 14 times 3 plus b. We have negative 20, 42 plus b. B will be negative 20 minus 42 is going to be negative 62. B is going to be negative 62. So equation is going to be y equals to 14x minus 62. The slope is 14 and y-intercept is negative 62. Next one is going to be m equals to 9 minus 8 divided by negative 17 minus 15. 1 divided by negative 32 is going to be the slope. Y is going to be negative 1 over 32x plus b. So what I can do, I can sub this one. 8 equals to negative 1 over 32 times 15 plus b. B will be 8 plus 15 over 32. So b will be 32, 8 times 32 plus 15, which will be 256 plus 15 divided by 32, which is going to be 271 divided by 32. So y equals to negative 1 over 32x plus 271 over 32. The slope is negative 1 over 32. The y-intercept is 271 over 32. Now m equals to 12 minus 1 divided by negative 19 minus negative 9. It's going to be 11 divided by negative 10. We have negative 10 over 11. So y equals to negative 10 over negative 11 over 10x plus b. So 1 equals to negative 11 over 10, negative 9 plus b. So it's going to be 99 over 10 plus b. So b will be 10 minus 99 divided by 10, which is negative 89 divided by 10. So y equals to negative 11 over 10x minus 89 divided by 10. So the slope is negative 11 over 10. Y-intercept is negative 89 over 10. Next one, 12 and 2, negative 7 and 5. The slope is going to be 5 minus 2 divided by negative 7 minus 12. It's going to be 3 divided by negative 19. That's the slope. Y equals to negative 3 over 19x plus b. We just sub this number. We can say this one. 5 equals to negative 3 over 19 times negative 7 plus b. So b will be 5 minus 21 over 19. So we can have the common denominator. B will be 95 minus 21 divided by 19. And 74 divided by 19. That's going to be y equals to negative 3 over 19x plus 74 over 19. The slope is negative 3 over 19. The y-intercept is 74 over 19. This one, the slope is negative 12 minus negative 3 divided by 6 minus 15. That's going to be negative 12 plus 3 divided by negative 9. That's going to be negative 9 divided by negative 9 is going to be 1. So y equals to x plus b. So I'm going to sub this one. Negative 12 equals to 6 plus b. So b will be negative 12 minus 6, which is negative 11. So it's going to be y equals to x minus 11. The slope is positive 1. The y-intercept is negative 18. And the last one, m equals to negative 17 minus 3 divided by 19 minus 9. Negative 20 divided by 10. It's going to be negative 2. So y will be negative 2x plus b. In order to find b, we sub this number. 3 equals to negative 2 times 9 plus b. 3 equals to negative 18 plus b. b will be 3 plus 18, which is 21. So b is 21. So y equals negative 2x plus 21. So negative 2 is the slope, and y-intercept is 21. I hope you enjoyed this video. I try to have different types of questions for finding the equation of line given 2 points. If you have any question, please leave me a comment and I get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching and have a great day.